It is time to do faces. We're back. We're doing faces. Woo! I did some faces just to kind of get my groove with it again, you know? I don't do faces on my croquis, as you may recall. So I'm just going to show you guys how to map them out today, and then we'll talk like a little bit about shading. We'll go from there. We'll take it step by step. I'm just going to take you through the whole process of drawing the head and then filling it in and all that good jazz. Are you guys ready? Are you excited? Okay, let's go. I don't know why I'm whispering, but we're going to stop that. Okay, no, let's seriously get into it now, okay? Ready? Okay. Are you ready? I'm ready. Are you ready? Step uno. First, what you're gonna do is you're gonna draw something that like kind of resembles a circle. I know you guys think I'm pretty close to perfect. However, I can't draw a full circle because I am human and humans can't do that. I learned that from my 7th grade math teacher. So yeah, I got that going for me. After you draw your circle, what you're gonna do is you are gonna draw just like a little mark about 3/4 of the diameter down. So by that I mean almost like another circle width, but like a little bit less than that, okay? That's obviously something you can play around with because all face shapes are different. I tend to draw my faces like a little bit like squished and like fat, so I make my mark a little bit further down to like force myself into drawing longer faces, which is fun. From here, what you're gonna do is you're gonna take a line almost straight down from the outermost point of the circle. And then once you hit that point between the bottom of the circle and the mark, like the middle point between those two, you're gonna curve it inwards more. This is your jaw. And so with women, we have softer jaw lines and softer chins than men. So that curve is gonna be really gentle. If you want some really cool like Angelina Jolie jawline, that'd be poppin'. Go for it. Knock yourself out. This is kind of why I suggest getting reference photos for different faces. And after you finish this video, maybe go on Pinterest and, find some faces and try to recreate those. That's what I actually did for the first set of faces that I showed you at the beginning. And it just helps you kind of understand how different face shapes and, different eye placement, shape, shading, all that stuff kind of works with each other to create something that you either want to be your style or to, emulate somebody's face. So once you have your head shape figured out, what I like to do is I like to turn my paper horizontally and make a mark in the center of the head between the top of the head and the chin. I like to turn my paper horizontally because when you're looking at it vertically, you're looking at the paper and the head from an angle, so it's a little bit harder to see that center mark. So I just turn it horizontally and then I make this mark and then I'll flip it back. You may want your croquis to see, and in order to do that, you need to add in an eye line. So what I like to do is I like to take a line from about where the edge of the circle meets that cheek jaw line that we made, and then curved down through that center mark and then back up to that other intersection. So I think it's time for another fun fact, and so here you go. Your eye line has enough room for 4 eyes, and by that I mean that you will have enough room for your 2 normal eyes. So, each eye on either side, you're gonna have enough room for one in the middle and then half of one on each side. So that's gonna make up 4 eyes total. But we lay in the eyes after we map everything out. So halfway between this eye line and the chin, you're gonna put a little line in the center, and that's gonna be your nose. Under that, you are going to split that last quarter under the nose into 3 sections. So you're gonna make 2 lines, and you're just gonna kind of eyeball it. And once you lay those in, This line is going to be like the center of your mouth, and then this line is going to be the top of your chin. So going back over this eye line into the forehead area, you're going to split this section, this top half of the head, into 4 sections. So you're going to make 3 lines, probably like evenly spaced, obviously. I'm going to fix this actually. I want to bring these down a little bit and erase them. Now you're going to lay in a line that goes through that mark you just made parallel to your eye line. So I mean like the same curve. And this is going to be your eyebrow line. And by that, I mean that most of your eyebrow is going to be in this section between the eye line and the eyebrow, but the top arch is going to hit that line. And then this section is going to be like forehead, and then this top mark is going to be where your hairline starts. So your hair is going to go up and over around the head. Taking a line from that eyebrow line, you are going to draw a triangle down to the middle of the chin, like the bottom of the chin. And so you're just going to connect that line to where the eyebrow line meets the head, and you're going to make a triangle. And like this is your triangle of important things, okay? This is where all the goods go. This is where all the cargo is in your face, right? So you're going to have your eyes, nose, mouth, eyebrows. You know what goes on your face. I don't need to tell you that. But this like triangle is where everything is like contained, basically. Now we're gonna fill this puppy in. So I just like to make little dashes where that triangle meets the eye line, and this is gonna be the outside of your eye. So basically what all you need to do is you just need to split up this area within the triangle on the eye line into about 3 even sections, and that's gonna be where your eyes go. So eyes are like generally almond shaped. Obviously look at your reference photo if you want to change your eyes. But what I like to do is I like to make just a little tiny curve at the center of the eye and then go up and over and then create like almost like a smoothish curve down. You know what an almond looks like, right? It's basically just drawing an almond, just sketching that puppy in. And so usually I make the outside of my eyes like flat and then give it some like cool eyeliner because that's just how I roll. But play around, see how you like to draw your eyes. You can do cool animated eyes. That would be so fun. I love it when people do cool animated eyes. So look at Pinterest. Oh my gosh, guys, Pinterest, the haven of inspiration, right? Sometimes you don't want to make your croquis look like too realistic. I have provided you all with cool PowerPoints. Yeah, you've never heard those 2 words in one sentence. Cool and PowerPoints. Guys, I'm just always surprising you with new things. But you can look for that for inspiration, and it'll be a great time had by all. Now I'm going to put in the nose. To make my nose, I just draw a little circle to create the end of the nose. You might like put a highlight or concealer there. And then from the bottom of the nose, I make 2 like commas, but they're like sideways commas or like apostrophes. It's really the same shape. You're just gonna make that out from the nose, creating the circular oval part on the outside, and then you'll just round the bottom of it to connect on the underside of that circle. And you can't have nostrils without the side of the nostril. So I just like to make a little C shape from the bottom of that comma-like figure we just made. And, I round it up probably like halfway up the side of that nose circle. Either way, your nose is mostly like shadow, so like from here you could do a little line up the bridge of the nose, but usually what I like to do is I like to just shade it. Like I won't put a pencil mark there, and I'll just put shadows on either side of the nose, and then one darker shadow from, for the side that's farther from the light source. In order to draw a mouth, what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to put a circle on top of that little mouth line that you made, and then 2 like slightly bigger circles on either side. So it's like a circle pyramid. It's like a card that you would draw in 3rd grade, kind of like that. So from there, you're just going to make the Cupid's bow, which is at the top of that top circle. fun phrasing. I'm so good with words. And you're just going to round it down and around, and the side of your mouth is going to hit on the line of the triangle. I told you it's the triangle of important things. I never lead you guys astray, okay? So the Cupid's bow, remember that, and then up to create the top of the lip, and then down to the corner of the triangle. And for the bottom, all you gotta do is go from the corner and then just smooth out the line around those two bottom circles, and then you'll have a little bit of a divot, like a reverse Cupid's bow, on the bottom lip. But it's very small. It's not as noticeable as the top of the Cupid's bow. Another thing, these circles also represent the highlights of your lips, and so you're going to have shadows on either side of that top circle, and then you're going to obviously have shadow between the lips and a little bit on either side of those bottom circles as well. So, also, can you guys hear what's going on? There's like a dog down the hallway, like screeching, and the people above me are either Goliath or wearing moon boots. Definitely one of the two. It's really fun because like maybe 2 or 3 times a day, they'll just like sprint for like just 5 steps. It's not a big apartment, but like I know that they're moving somewhere fast. They gotta be somewhere. But where we have to be is at the chin. So what we're gonna do, that was so aggressive. I'm sorry. That sounded a little harsh. We're gonna erase the line, and then we're just gonna throw in a shadow under the mouth. If you want to make your lips look bigger, then you can throw in a darker shadow right in that area under the lips, by the chin. And now we're gonna scoot up to the eyebrows, and the base of your eyebrow is going to be straight up from the nostril. So if you want to draw a line straight up the head, then your eyebrow is going to hit there. And then you're going to take your arch up to that eyebrow line. That's the point of the eyebrow line. And then the end of the eyebrow is going to be on the edge of the triangle of important things. Look at that, full circle. Then, once you get the second eyebrow in, I'm going to tweak that a little bit. You know what? Eyebrows are sisters, not twins. I'm sure we've all heard that once or twice in our life, and it still reigns true, especially when you're drawing croquis. I'm going to move up to the hairline now. So I have a whole video on hair. Fun fact. But I keep saying fun fact. I'm sorry. I'm not even sorry. That's my, that's going to be my phrase. That's going to be my thing. Everybody's got a thing, right? So the hairline is just a curve from that eye line to the mark that you've made on the forehead for the hairline, and then back down the other side. And the ears, the top of the ear is going to hit at the eye line, and then the bottom of the ear will hit probably like around where the nose is. It'll line up with the nose pretty easily. And once we start laying in this hair, I'm just going to do it just so you kind of know where we can place the ears. Do you want like a little sneak peek into the hair video? I'm going to talk about how hair is a shape. It's not individual strands. Yeah, I know. Pretty riveting stuff, right? I know. So don't throw in every single strand, okay? Hair is a shape, and it's got volume to it, so it's going to go up and over the head, not just out or down, okay? Yeah. And then we'll talk about shading and how to shade to create texture and movement in your hair in strands, but not individual strands. Don't do that, okay? So for your ear shape, it's like an upside down raindrop that's curved on both ends. And by that, I mean it's a big curve on the top of your ear, and then it'll go inwards towards the jawline, and it'll be a small curve on the bottom, which lines up with the nose. Yes. Awesome. For the inside of the ear, you're just going to do a smaller line that follows the outside contour, the curve of your ear, and then I just like to throw in like a little C shape in the middle just to kind of fill up that space. You don't need to get detailed with it, especially because your car keys are probably going to have like not a ton of room for space when you scale them downwards. So now that we are done with all of the contour lines, we can start shading. I'm so excited. So major shadows include temples, hairline, around the nose, eyes, what else? Oh, jawline, under the nose, under the lips. So I just like to work my way downwards because I have a tendency to smear my graphite when I am shading. Somebody just screamed outside my window. I also like to throw in little eyelid lines. What is that? What it's called? Crease. Eye crease. That's what it is. I know makeup. And you're just going to throw some shadows around there too, right inside that triangle of important things. Also, fun thing about the triangle of important things, you can just follow that line for your jawline shadows. Check this out, okay? I'm just going to shade very roughly, of course. That's how I roll. I'm just going to shade along parallel to that triangle of important things and then stop right about under like the middle of the eye, about there. And look at that. Now she's got cheekbones. This woman is smizing for days up in here. So after that, I know I'm all over the place. That's my mentality. After that, I throw in shadows around the nose. You don't put in lines. Contrary to popular belief, it's shadows because there's no definite line on your nose, right? It's just shading. And then once you pick your light source, you can make the side of your nose opposite from the light source a little bit darker. So if I were to make the left side of her face in shadow, the right side have the highlights, then she would have, more shadows around the nose, under the eye, under the eyebrow, between the eye and the eyebrow. Yeah, right there. And then just, this whole general area is going to be in more shadow than the other side. Shading under the nose now. You're just going to make like a little shadow under the nose. And then like the Cupid's bow of I don't know if that's what the part of the lip is called, but there, and the chin. You're just going to basically like shade like a half circle around that chin area. And then from there, I just usually go and I tweak any other shadows. I make them darker. I always got yelled at in high school for not having my shadows dark enough. So not only did it do a number on my self-esteem, it also encouraged me to make sure I shade very aggressively in the forthcoming years. So, that was a great time. Guys, stop getting me off topic. You're so wild. Filling in the iris now. I almost said eyeball. That's already filled in. The iris. Fun fact. I know I say that all the time, but all of them are fun facts. You never see the full iris, right? So you're never going to fill in the whole circle unless you have stylized eyes. So if you're trying to do something realistic, don't try to fit the whole circle in there. There's going to be some of it that's covered by usually the top eyelid. Unless you want to do crazy eyes, it's probably not going to be covered by the bottom lid only. And then just a smaller circle in the center for a pupil. And I always lay out a little highlight when I draw eyes in, somewhere in the iris or like on the pupil or something, because it makes it look more realistic. So if you're going for that realistic look, make sure you have highlights or else the eyes are going to be flat and dead and scary. So I just tweaked around for a little bit, but I think that's it, guys. Look at that. Faces done in the books. Play around, stylize some stuff, and then, figure out what you like, and then you can go from there. Good job, guys. Yay.